All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a couple of real people out there, just like you and just like me. All right, happy Independence Day, right? Declare your independence from the political establishment. That's how you celebrate Independence Day. And musically, I've got a couple of things I want to share, and then I'm going to talk about the science, man. You know, the science. So here's Eric Lovery. And yes, I'm promoting some American people here because it's Independence Day, July 4th. Eric Lovery, Twilight Dream, if you like the Birds and or Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers circa the You're Gonna Get It era. Okay, well, okay, right there. Twilight Dream, and my buddy Dean Castronovo plays drums on this, and it's just really good. This is full twang. Okay, so if you like twang, Eric is the man, and apparently he's recording new material. So when that comes out, I'm gonna be all over that. By the way, Modern Retro Radio, the radio station I promote from time to time, they were playing this album a lot last year, and deservedly so. All right. Next on my promotion list here is Ken Eichler, who is a blues rock artist, and this is his EP entitled Forget About Me. He's a big fan of Eric Clapton, found out about the channel because of my Eric Clapton video, and so there you have it. And he decided to send me something in the mail, which was really cool. All right, so a little screen sharing activity here. It's interesting because this particular post was edited. All right, I saw this last night. And if you're a Thomas Dolby fan, by the way, if you go to see Thomas Dolby in concert, you've really got like two songs. You got Hyperactive, and then She Blinded Me with Science. And then that's it. You know, no bathroom breaks. I guess if it's Thomas Dolby and a bunch of 80s people together, and Dolby does like a quick set, and then there are a bunch of other bands, it's not so bad. So he announced that two key members of the Thomas team have tested positive for, look at this, the thing. We're in the year 2024. I'm confused. What variant of this are we on? And why are people still talking about this? Okay. They were forced to cancel his scheduled performance. That was last night, I guess, in Phoenix. The other totally tubular bands are all okay so far, and we'll be pleased to add, let me click on this, songs to their sets, but we cannot afford to put the whole tour at risk. Why would you be putting the folks, the hysteria that still surrounds this in certain quarters? And by the way, Thomas Dolby is from the UK. And I tell you what, the UK, if it could, would still be locked down right now. If they could lock everybody down, because if it's not this, it would be climate change, because it gets hot. Like it got hot over in France and people were freaking out. People are saying, well, maybe we need to stop driving. Look, they're looking for reasons to just isolate everybody. And speaking of that, he says that, but we cannot afford to put the whole tour at risk, so we must isolate. We must isolate so we can mitigate. We are optimistic that TD will be able to rejoin the tour this Saturday at Fiddler's Green Amphitheater in Denver. How can you be so sure that you're not carrying those particles with you, right? I mean, well, I'm surprised that they didn't say, but don't worry. We've been to CVS multiple times. So that post was interesting, right? So let me move this over. So if you look at an updated version of this without the edit, it just says, we're sorry to announce that two key members of Thomas's team are ill. They're just ill now. They don't have the dreaded thing. They're just ill. Maybe they assumed they had the thing, and maybe they did a test, and the test came back negative. Oh no! So we can't hype up the thing, and how crucial this is, and we have to cancel the tour. The other totally tubular bands are all okay. Who says totally? Even people from the 80s don't use that lingo anymore. But I guess it's funny, right? Maybe. No. I don't know. I'm just over. I love the 80s, but there's certain things. Tubular man. No, who says that? But the other bands, the tubular bands are okay. And they'll be adding songs to their sets. But notice how the part about what illness it is has disappeared. So they did some editing. I'm thinking they got some blowback from people like, really, 3 years later, and you're still doing the fear thing, huh? Oh no, it's that particular illness. Oh, I'm not going to attend the show at all. And that might be why they changed it. Because if people find out it's the thing and not just a garden variety illness, which, by the way, is the trend right now to say it's just an illness. So and so, they died from an illness. They have an illness. We don't know what the illness is. Illness to me doesn't sound all that bad, right? Disease sounds a little bit more threatening. So again, if you're going to go see Thomas Dolby and all the other tubular bands, just make sure you're up to date. I mean, make sure you've been to CVS 11 times in the last 3 years, because if you haven't been 11 times, then you're not really up to date. And that's a crime. That could lead to the cancellation of this amazing tour where Thomas Dolby, by the way, Thomas Dolby has new hair. It came out really good. I don't know if it's like built in or if it's just something they fashioned for his head. But whoever he's using, I may need to contact. Some folks have said I probably should do this pretty soon. But yeah, he looks fantastic. He looks younger than he did back in, I don't know, 1985. So good for him. If you've got the money, you could pretty much do anything you want. All right. So that's a funny video. Let's highlight again our two Americana artists today. We've got Eric Lovery, Twilight Dream, celebrating Independence Day. Eric is a cool guy. He's friends with Dean Castronovo. So that's pretty cool. You don't get a word in edgewise. If you call up Dean, don't expect to talk much. All right. Just throwing that out there. And then this by Ken Eichler, Forget About Me, some blues rock for you. So a 2-for-1 special on Independence Day. And yes, at the beginning, I said, make sure you declare your independence from the political establishment. And whatever that means to you, do it. All right. And if you're a patron, if you're a YouTube member, God bless you. For Buy Me a Coffee, I just appreciate all those people, even with some weird messages that I'm getting that I don't completely understand. I get the Starbucks latte and I open the message and I'm like, what does this mean? It's written in code. But I appreciate those folks who have stepped up and have decided to use Buy Me a Coffee as a way to keep this channel going, keeping the lights on, keeping the dog fed. For those of you concerned about my dog, she did get through the surgery. She is resting, but very tired, grumpy, achy, but we're taking really good care of her because I am a big dog guy now. I was a dog guy when I was a little kid. I was a dog kid, and I took a long break because I lost my dog in a very bad accident. So I didn't want to have any more dogs, but my family convinced me to get a dog, and we got Ruthie. So Ruthie is doing well, and she's a miniature schnauzer, in case anybody wanted to know. So that's it. It's Independence Day, so go out with your family. Have fun today. In fact, this entire weekend, take a break from social media. If you have to watch videos, make sure you're watching my videos. That's it. And if you have to listen to music, make sure you check out the recommendations or create your own playlist on Spotify. Make sure it's good stuff. Put some American music in there, okay? I mean, we're screwing up everything right now. So at least the music from a few years ago and some of these independent artists, yeah, make a playlist and crank it up loud, annoy the neighbors. It's going to be very loud this evening, which I'm not a big fan of, but I know some people love it. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. God bless. God bless America and God bless the world, right? And pray for peace in the Middle East and everywhere, because peace is far better than war.